Today I thought I would get you through my daily chart trading routine, something I do every single day. I'll get through step by step what I look at, how my framework works to look at the chart, and a bit more background about that routine I follow every single day for my daily chart trading. I've done a video a few weeks back about why I love daily charts and kind of guided you through my whole process for daily chart trading. If you want to see that video, it's going to be linked in the corner right over here. You can go through that video and kind of learn more about what I'm doing and how my daily chart trading works. I also talked about why I moved to daily charts and the benefits of it, which you can all learn about in that video. But today I'll guide you through the routine, like what goes behind the scene, what are some things I do day to day to really make this work. Now, usually when I wake up in the morning, I'll look at the chart, at least kind of go through all the pairs I follow, make sure nothing is like crazy or like big move happen. Or if I need to manage trades, sometimes I have to like close trades when they hit the whole moving average or the Bollinger Band, I might close them down. Or I just need to kind of be aware of what's going on with my trades, if I have any open, or just kind of be able to know what the market's been doing overnight. It's a good thing to be more aware. I like to do this in the morning when I first wake up. It doesn't take much time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Then I'm good for the rest of the day. Now, the way this works is because I trade daily charts, I only look at the candle close to take any trades. That means 5 p.m. Eastern time. Right now I'm in Vancouver, so that will be 2 p.m. my time. Now, we're a little bit late today. I'm at 7 p.m. here in Vancouver, 10 p.m. Eastern, so a bit of a difference, but it doesn't really matter. The market is very quiet from like this 5 to 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern time usually. Not much is happening there. So I've got plenty of time to look at the chart, see if any trades are happening, and kind of look at what happened throughout the day. If anything moved quickly, if any setup formed, or if I have to manage any trades, and then close some trades, or move take profits, or move stop losses. That's kind of how it goes. Over time, I've built up a list of pairs that I like. You see on the right-hand side here on my screen. Some of them are, actually most of them are currency pairs. There's a few cryptos here, not many. There's Bitcoin, I believe there's the Ethereum here down below. And then there's some indices, so the US 500, the S&P, the German DAX, the Hong Kong 50, which I kind of like to trade. I think we have set up on this today, actually. We'll get to it in a second. I've got gold, so that's the only resource I have in my watch list here. And we've got a few kind of extreme pairs, like a few exotic pairs, like GBP NOK or the US Mexican pesos. It's good during the election time, especially today. We've got USD NOK also. And we also have the indices here. We have the Chinese index, which we'll get to in a minute, Australian index, Japanese, and of course NASDAQ. So a bit of a mix here. These are things I like to trade. You can kind of build your own list over time. This has to be all in one day. I started with about 10 pairs, maybe 7 years ago. I've kind of added to this over time. It kind of made it work for me. Now this is the list I have. I like them, so now I take them off. Especially when there's no election time, I might cut off the USD Mexican pesos, just because I don't care to look at it too much outside of the elections. But that's kind of my watch list for now. So let's have a look here at AUDJPY. So we start from the top, and I'm using everything on an iPad Pro. This is all I've got for my trading now. It's only an iPad Pro with the nice little keyboard here, which is the Magic Keyboard. I can run everything on this. The algos I have, the trading charts, and anything else I need to run. But don't worry, we'll get to it in a minute. I'll show you in depth how I go through the algos and things I look at, if you want to have a look. So we just go there in a minute. Pay attention now. And then let's go to these pairs and things I have to look at and any trade setup I might have for today. Okay, so here we have the AUDJPY. We have the market going down the past few days, how many hours going down. My setups will have these little triangles here. They don't always have them. It could happen that I have it set up without this triangle. It's like an error in the code sometimes, but most of them will have it. Here we don't have anything else because we're going down. I'd probably trade trends and reversals. Trends with the whole moving average, which you see on the chart over here. I've got a full training on how to use the whole moving average with my whole strategy in details. If you want to check it out, link will be below. It's going to be the first link in the description to see how that works out. I'll get you through all the steps. It's a free training on this stuff. I've done this a few weeks ago, where we go through all the rules, how it works, the logic behind it. It's going to go a lot more in depth than I can go now in this video. It's kind of short here, but check this out in depth if you want to have a look at how this works and how I trade it. Same thing here, we have no setup on the AUD/USD. Okay, here we have the same thing but in reverse. Here we're going up, above the hull, bad place for me to take a trade. No reversal here, so we're going to skip that. We'll continue. We're going with the trend. A lot of pairs of trending. Here is JP CAD hitting a resistance area pretty soon at 1.79 or so. That has been a strong resistance in the past. We'll see how this performs. But so far we have no sign of reversal. Actually a little bit, but we're still kind of going up. No place for me to trade this. Usually it takes about like only 5 seconds to look at every pair because I have these indicators that I've custom coded to give you my trade setups, like over here. So I don't have to figure out anything. I don't have to just draw any kind of line. I don't have to draw any kind of support or resistance areas. It's all down the chart directly. So that saves me time. And everything is good here. Okay, so here we get to the fun part. We have USD Singapore dollar, which is a pair I like to trade a lot because it's in a constant consolidation kind of period. It's going up and down and up and down and up and down and continues to do that for a long time. Here we are hitting the moving average. Could be a good place here to look for a sell trade. I don't have any signal yet on the daily chart. Might have on low time frames, like the forward chart. Not quite yet. It's still very stable, but it could be interesting to trade that pair in the next few days. We'll see how this unfolds. Bitcoin got a drop today, only a 1% drop, which is still not much for Bitcoin. We are here going in a swing, so going from green to red to green to red. Seems like we're starting a downtrend on this. See how these lows are getting lower over time. Not very strong, but we'll see how this performs. And this could be good to look at maybe a sell trade eventually when we get to the top, or kind of buying on a pullback. We will see how this goes later. S&P had a few trades on this recently. I've actually got a signal here, which is cool. So we have a move where the whole moving average is green. We are below the hull, engulfing candle here. I'm going to have to put an entry just above the high over here. This is where I place on trade and I connect my broker. I'm currently using 8 cap for this. I want to make sure I enter just above the high of this engulfing candle here. So we have a little bit more room. Price needs to go there first before I take the trade. So it's going to be... Alright, so we'll go like this. Stop loss is going to be just below the low of the engulfing candle here, which is 5505.74. I've always got 2 tick profits. One is going to be at the same, so 1 to 1. We'll be going over here. I'm usually putting a risk of 0.5% per order. That's 0.5%. I'll put a buy. Then I'll do the exact same thing. I'll do a new one. So it'll be the same thing. Buy again. It's a buy stuff here because we are above the price. I want to have this price or above it if possible. And stop loss will be the same. Take profit will be, in this case, triple. So I always do this so that if I get to 3 to 1, I'll close the trade. I've also got a rule to trail my stop loss as we go forward. This will be it. We've also got a 0.5% risk per trade on this one. And that trade here is placed. Okay, let's move on. We have the same trade here on German 40. Now these are pretty correlated. So in my experience, I won't take this one again. It's going to be doing the same thing. We are more like in the sideways market here. So less good for trends than the S&P is at this moment. So I will skip this one. This tends to be a lot more choppy than the S&P. So I'll just skip this one for now. Here we have the HK50, which is doing a nice little setup here. We actually have a Bollinger Band reversal setup here, which is like a break of Bollinger Band. I'm going to add the Bollinger Band on the chart so you can see here. We are breaking the Bollinger Band at the bottom, making the engulfing candle. And then we are looking for a 1-to-1 target and a 2-to-1 target. This one here is not good because we would have to enter above the middle band. See how the middle band is right here. So price will be above it when you enter, or very close to it. In this case, I tend to avoid the trades just because I found it's a lot less reliable. We tend to be stopped out way more. Price doesn't have enough room to go if we have an entry above the middle band. It only has to go until the next band, more or less. So it's kind of tight. I prefer to avoid these trades as opposed to taking them with the tight we're about to risk. But that's just me. This one I won't take it. We have another one here with the USD Thai baht. Now I don't trade this pair. This is only for my reference. I can kind of like use it to move money because I live in Thailand sometimes. I have some money I transfer there, so I kind of follow it. Here we have it set up. We would have entered here above the high, and I don't really trade this one. They don't really follow through that well, but it's a good idea to kind of have a look at it and just have it in my watch list. Goal here is going back down, hold the screen, so we could have a pullback entry somewhere over here, maybe next day if it goes above this one. Maybe next day if it goes above the candlestick P4, that could be a good trade. But for now, we don't have anything else. Using Mexican pesos could be a nice way for a pullback here, pullback trade. If this bearish candlestick were to be bigger, at this moment, that's not big enough. So we'll have to skip that. These other pair here are all going up. AUS 200 is doing the same thing. But because these trades are correlated, I will either have to split my risk here, reduce the risk on that trade, or skip it. I found that this pair tends to be less reliable than the S&P right now. It has a lot more fake pullbacks than this one. So we have one over here. We had one over here again, where price just goes up a little bit, then comes back down. We had another one over here that kind of only got to 1-to-1 or so. This one did a bit better. This one here failed, price went back down. Made another one, which is here a Bollinger Band reversal setup, then went back up. So I still like my S&P better on this one. Japanese index, doing the same thing here. Nasdaq is not too strong, doing good. I think we're engulfing in this one too, but our haul here is red. So we had a big drop, which means our haul is red. We don't have the setup here yet. Cryptos are doing that much at the moment, so quite boring. But that's how it's all done. Now, I do want to show you here how the algo setup works. So every day I get an email where it shows me my algo results. I get this kind of summary at the end of every day, where I can see my trades a little bit quicker. But I'll show you the setup and how this works. So I'm running all my algos here on a VPS, which I can connect to with my iPad through the remote desktop app, which is basically a VPS access point from Microsoft. So you can log into your VPS, access whatever platform you've got running. I run MT4. I just have my algos here on the charts. They take trades for me. They're all set up. I've got one trade open now. What I can do here is just put this to the bigger view to have all my little charts on the screen. See, everything is working fine. I want to make sure I have these little smiley face, which are hard to see, but I do see them on the chart. If this is all good, then the algos are running fine. I just do like a check like this every day and make sure there's no error here to my log at the bottom. Make sure everything is good. So far, there's nothing today, so all fine. And then that's it. I can just access this here and make sure everything is fine. And I'm pretty much done for the day. So all I've done is look at my chart in the morning. I went back here in the afternoon, evening, look at if I have any trades to enter at the candle close, which is 5 p.m. Eastern time. PS is a bit kind of later in my schedule right now, but it's still fine. But that's all I do. I just go back and do this every day. Very simple. It takes me 15 minutes. The key benefit here is really to be able to do this while you travel. I can just enjoy my day, do other stuff, have a lot of fun. And this is just taken care of. So I love daily charts for this. I love better than the 1 hour chart I used to trade before. Kind of a big difference here. Here are the questions on how this works. Any thoughts, any feedback, leave me a comments below. I would love to hear your questions. Any advice I can give you on daily chart trading, happy to give you advice on that. I've put below the course on the Hub Moving Average to go through all my strategy and the rules behind it, how I use it. You can check it out. It's totally free. I'll teach you a lot of good stuff with that. Check out the link below. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.